Will Dave Camaro win his first ever Fonda track title? Or will Jumpin' Jack Johnson get championship number 11? Or can Pat Ward pull it out from the third spot and get his first ever Fonda track title? We will find out in just 30 laps. Pace car will pull in up there in turn number 3. Caution lights off on the Speedway. 24 cars set to go 30 laps, and at the end of this one, we'll not only have a feature winner, but a new track champion for 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! The field comes down off turn number 3, and Dave Late set the pace as we look for a green flag and a start to tonight's 30-lapper. Green lights are on. Here we go! Through turns 1 and 2, Dave Late jumped away lead down the backstretch. Camaro already trying to move on the outside with Ward just ahead. Into turn number 3, Snyder threads past Frank Ward to move into the number 3 spot with Kolar on the outside. Solar has to back out of the Camaro. Gets a shot from Trombley as they work traffic through turn number 4. Lap 1 goes into the mouth of your race leader, Dave Late. Second spot is Bailey and Marsh into the wall hard and upside down in turns 1 and 2. Marsh's car lands back on its wheels as the yellow lights come on. Marsh.
I know. I stood right there against the wall watching you. I broke the wheel. Yeah. Oh, look. One wheel with this one. Tire on the body. Both colors white is all right. Got a white right over there. Yeah.
So we are going to return to racing action. 1 lap in our 30-lap season championship run for the Mod Squad. Late fires, green lights come on in turn number 3. We're back to action. They work through turn number 4, 3 wide in the middle of the looking for racing room. Down the front stretch, it's 3 wide as Cano comes up to the outside of Randy Snyder and Frank Ward. Bobby Barrett caught up on the outside on the Proctor 352. And Dwyer out of shape gathers it back up, and the yellow lights come right back on. Little trouble getting off lap number 1 here tonight. Barron got caught on the outside, slid up near the wall. And then from there, John Proctor caught on the outside, had nowhere to go, and made some pretty heavy contact with the Barron machine. Barron drives away under his own power. And now the rest of the field will have to be realigned there towards the back. Barron pulling up here on the front stretch. Doesn't appear to have any damage to the front of his car, with Ward still in the 3rd spot, but gaining a few points on Jack Johnson. We've still got 29 laps left to run, though. This one is far from over as the green flag flies once again up in turn number 3. The field cranking it, tape charges back out into the front of the field. Kolar moves into the number 2 spot, past for Bailey 98, as everybody looks for room in turns 1 and 2. Heading down the backstretch now, Jack Johnson loses a couple of spots as Clarence shuffles back through the field. He'll dive to the inside in 3. Meanwhile, Camaro caught on the outside. Jack Johnson is right over. Off turn number 4. Late is still the race leader. Kolar is 2nd. Gano fights with Bailey for 3rd. And Jack Johnson gets ahead of Camaro going into turns 1 and 2. We've got trouble in turn number 4 into the wall. We've got one car heading head on into the wall up here in turn number 1. I tell you, the first turn is not the place you want to be tonight, everybody. Not sure who that was that got into the wall over there. Two flips over in the corner, and now Caravino making head-on contact with the wall, but again, Mike is okay. Once again, the yellow lights go off. The Bramer Oldsmobile Chevrolet Cadillac Geo Pace car heads off the speedway in turn number 3. Late gets on the gas. We've got green, and we're back to racing. Up through turns 3 and 4. Late, Kolar and Gano try to stage a 3-car breakaway. Snuck him off turn number 4. Jack Johnson in the middle of a 3-wide, coming down off the full turn. Trying to get between Proctor and Pumacilli. He's going to work into turn number 1. It's 1 into Camara now, caught in a 3-wide. Ward gets bounced to the outside, and Ward drops back behind Johnson. And now runs alongside Camara as they move into turn 3. Look at Camara, 2-3 cars in the corner. He knows what he's got to do to win the championship, and he's setting about doing it. What a brilliant move by Dave Camara as he backed 4 cars wide now, gets into the back end of the Mealy number 98. Through turn number 2, down to the inside of Mealy's machine. Mealy off the pace. Up in turn number 2, something wrong with the Mark Mealy car. Meanwhile, back up at the front of the field, it's still Dave Lake setting the pace now by about 7 cars. With Johnny Kolar, Gano is 3rd, Slater is 4th, Jack Johnson moves in the 5th, 6th is Howard, 7th is Camaro, Trombley is 9th, 10th is Pepicelli. They head into turn number 3. Gano working on Kolar for the number 2 spot, but look, it's Jumpin' Jack up behind the 4th place car, Randy Snyder. Gano going to the outside of Kolar off turn number 4. Camaro, what an inside move, gets alongside Proctor now as they head into turn number 1. A little bit of contact, Proctor slides up and out of the way as Camaro now moves up another position. Side-by-side battles now for 2nd and for 4th. Jack Johnson down to the inside of Snyder. He's in the number 4 spot. Camara back there in 7th, behind the 13 of Frank Horde. Meanwhile, it's a side-by-side battle for 2nd between Gano and the tar, with Jack working as Lake continues to lead. We've completed 6 laps now. Separate Camara and Jack Johnson coming into this feature event. They work through turn number 4. Late continues to pull away at the front of the field now by a half a straightaway over Gano. Jack Johnson working on Kolar. Camara works on Frank Horde through turn number to keep the car tight down to the inside. Tried to put a wheel underneath Camara, scrub some speed into it. Trombley closes in now entering turn number 3. Trombley trying to get in as they swing in between the corners. Down off turn number 4, it's still Lake setting the pace over Gano and Jack Johnson. Johnson now really starting to turn up the wick. Looks to the outside of Gano in turn number 2. Trombley trying to get into the 2nd corner. Camaro trying desperately to keep him behind. Mike Romano started back in the number 19 spot. After winning the Kotze, he is right up there in the thick of that Camaro. Jack Johnson continues to work on Gano through turn number 2 as we've completed lap 9. Working hard on the outside of Proctor. Camaro now gets to the outside of Frank Horde in turn number 2. Camaro trying to move up another spot. Jack Johnson, meanwhile, underneath Gano in between turns 3 and 4. Johnson down to the inside. Number 2 spot now as they head down the front chute. Camaro cranks the Camaro Slate 26 through turn number 2. Trying to pick up some bite off that corner. Jack Johnson is several car lengths ahead now of the Gano number 96 in the 2nd spot. Trying to chase down your leader, Dave Lake. Snyder and Kolar now battling for the 4th position. Camara is in 6th as they work off turn number 4. We've got 11 laps in the boat. Snyder now gets to the outside of Kolar. Kolar not able to get the bite off turn 2. Meanwhile, we've got a battle and Jack Johnson going to roar at the front of the pack with 12 laps down. Into turns 1 and 2. Jack Johnson looking for the outside, making all of his moves. Ray trying to hold him off in 2, but Jack goes to the outside. Now trying to pull alongside, going into 3. Jumping Jack Johnson in the bars 12B up on the outside of the late number 20. Torque side by side off the corner. And down the front stretch they come with 13 down. Jack Johnson leads by a wheel up the line and now goes into the lead. Jack Johnson is your race leader. Camara now working the outside of the Johnny Kolar 10% machine, trying to get up to the number 4, wheel to wheel with Camara going into 3. Camara now gets the wheels out in front, and the outside move works for Dave Camara. He now moves into the 5th position. Pat Ward working on the front cord, number 13, Trombley going to the outside of both Romano and Kolar. That'll move him up to the number 6 spot. Halfway home for Jumpin' Jack Johnson as he brings it down off turn. Blade continues to run in second. Gano in third. Snyder in fourth, but Camara is closing in quickly. Trombley moves into the 6th. Kolar is 7th. Romano is 8th. Epicelli is 9th. Ward is 10th. Single file for your front runners now as they work. Increases his lead to half a straightaway over Dave Lake. Camara closing in on Snyder, trying to get every position he can. Every spot counts now as he tries to earn his first ever Fonda championship. Jack Johnson is going for title number 11. Trouble for Maynard Ferret through turns 1 and 2 as this car is off the pace. Onto the inside. Romano now on the turn 4 gets by the number 10 of Kolar. Ward working off Epicelli as they work into turn number 1. Onto pit road with the number 78M. The Cyclone is out for the night as he retires on lap number 18 now for the race leader. Here's Camara, still Andy Snyder as they work into turns 1 and 2. Snyder up on the outside of the racetrack. Camara works the top lane as well. Also pulling into the pit area now is the number 57 of CD Coville. So Super CD is out of the running. Jack Johnson puts a lap on Floyd Billington and 19 go into the book, just 11 laps left to go. Third is Gano, fourth is Snyder. Camara trying to close in, and here comes Trombley. Trombley can be the spoiler in this one. Still powering away from Dave Lake, increasing that lead almost a full straightaway with 10 laps left to go. Then it's Lake, Gano, Snyder, Camara, Trombley, and Romano, followed by Kolar. Whoa, look out! Ward almost into the wall of the front stretch. Good heads up move there. Epicelli coming across. Ward trying to pass him on the outside. Coming down the front stretch. 9 left to go for Jack Johnson. Camara still trying to reel in Snyder as they work off turn number 4. He's a couple of car lengths back. They work through turn number 2. Snyder dreads side. Camara tries the inside, this time off the corner. Nothing doing there. Jack Johnson, meanwhile, coming up on the Zemkin number 1Z machine. He'll complete lap number 22. 8 left to go. Late, a full straightaway back now on the number 2 spot. And here comes Camara once again trying to get by Randy Snyder. Into turns 1 and 2. Camara needs to get every spot that he can get. Through turn number 2. Camara down on the inside. Cannot get by Snyder. Leader Johnson, meanwhile, off turn number 4, leaves a lap 23 in his wake. 7 left to go. Jack Johnson brings it into turn number 3. Remember, 11 points separate them. I believe if they finish in this order, the Jack Johnson championship, Camara has got to get by Snyder, I believe, to be able to lock in the track title for the Camara Sling team. 6 laps left to go. Romano now coming on strong, gets by Trombley going into turns 1 and 2. That side-by-side battle will hold them up just a little bit as they work off turn number 2. Meanwhile, leader Johnson comes by. We've got 5 left to go. Blake continues to run all alone in second. Gano in third, coming by the Billington machine. Snyder still fourth. Camara holding on to fifth, but Romano is closing in quickly, and Romano may play spoiler now because through turn number 2, Romano down to the inside, and Romano passes Camara to knock him back to number 6 spot. I believe with that pass, that may have given Jack Johnson his 11th track championship here at the Fonda Speedway. 4 laps left to go. Your leader coming down through turns 3 and 4. Jack Johnson brings it back onto the front stretch. 3 laps left to go. It's just flying through the rest of this field like a knife through butter right now. That's a battle for the number 4 spot now going into turn number 1. This will come off for Jumpin' Jack Johnson as he brings it down off turn number 4 in the full bar service 12B machine. 2 laps left to go for Jumpin', coming by one of the slower cars now as he works about 6 car lengths behind the Romano number 97 machine. The white one out. Jumpin' Jack Johnson brings it down off turn number 4 for the final time. Johnson up into turns 1 and 2. Now almost a half a track behind in second. Third spot is still Gano, but that's in jeopardy as Romano tries to sneak underneath going into turn number 1. The checker, gentlemen, your feature winner on Gable Auto and Truck Center Gable Motorsports tonight is Jumpin, Jack Johnson. Second spot will go to Ray, but we've still got a battle on the racetrack for third. Here they come off turn number 4. Romano down to the inside of Gano. Drag race to the line. Romano looking through it. Gano fourth. Snyder fifth. Camara 6th. 7th is Jeff Trombley. 8th is Ward. Dwyer is 9th, and Kolar rounds out the top 10 positions.
Jack Johnson across the scales. He's making his way down here to checkerboard square. And at this time, I turn over to my partner, Paul Small, who's awaiting the arrival of tonight's feature event winner, Jack Johnson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jumpin Jack Johnson brings the Bull Bars 12B down to checkerboard square, the winner of tonight's Gable Auto and Truck Center Gable Motorsports Modified Feature Event. And while that's going on, let's see if we can grab somebody from the Gable Auto and Truck Center. $1,416 in tonight's 50-50, folks. $1,416. Let's get one of the Gable guys over here.
Is Tony Gable out here anywhere? Where is he? Let's get Tony down here to do the 50-50 draw. Come on over here a second. We're going to draw two numbers. One number is for the cash, and one number is for that St. Augustine Speedway hat and t-shirt. All right, we've got one of the Gable Auto Trucks under Gable Motorsports people. They're reaching there, smelling some around real good, and tell me out a ticket.
All right, we're going to get a winner.
And the winning ticket number for $1,416. Everybody listen up for the 50-50 number on the orange ticket, 493443. That's for the cash, 493443. Now one more number for the St. Augustine Speedway hat and t-shirt. All right, the winner of the hat and t-shirt will be ticket number on a yellow ticket, 440882. 440882 is the number for a t-shirt. We'll read those numbers off again in just a couple of minutes. Jack Johnson right now being congratulated by a bunch of people over here. We'll get Jack back over here to checkerboard square in a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jumpin' Jack Johnson. Feature event victory. And ladies and gentlemen, by 3 points unofficially, your 11th track championship. Congratulations.
Thanks, Paul. I mean, who would believe it? I mean, we come in here tonight 11 down. I don't know, this motor's been unbelievable. Every time we get in trouble, we go back to Old Faithful here, and I'll tell you, it's a sweet victory tonight.
Boy, you really had your work cut out for you coming up in the middle of the pack. There were a couple of jam fists there you almost got caught up in.
Well, no, I was trying to follow Dave up through, and I don't know, it's tough when you're starting to back here. Everybody's fast, everybody's jamming for spots, and hey, we had the best race car tonight, and we ended up winning. That's all I can say. I'm thankful to win. We'll see what happens next year.
Well, last year we were saying track championship number 10, unprecedented. Now we got to add one to it. Who ever thought that you would have won 11 track championships here?
Well, I'll tell you, the days when I stand over there by the popcorn machine and watch the races here, I never would have dreamed it, but here we are, and I'm very grateful. My pit crew and all my sponsors, Mr. Bobar, and I'll tell you, these guys did a heck of a job. We've been down all year, and we're coming out real strong right now. We're looking for that big one at Syracuse.
Now, the next question, of course, is you coming back next year for number 12?
Well, you know, hopefully we'll be back next year. You know, I haven't talked about next year at all. Who knows? Maybe we'll win Syracuse. This will be my last year. I don't really know. We're going to play every race, one race at a time. We're going to wait and see what happens.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy the thrills of track championship number 11.
Thanks, Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, 11 times he has been the champion here at the Fonda Speedway. Jumpin' Jack Johnson.